No, we're gonna find a better intro than that.
I know.
That was horrible. I was like,
I'm horrible.
same.
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 Yeah, that's the intro. Yep.
No, I don't want to. I don't want the intro to be that.
How long you been living here now? Almost a month.
Yeah.
No, it's been more than a month. I'm pretty
Over
sure.
a month, I think.
Really?
I think
Yeah,
so.
because he came like the last week of May.
So like about a month.
So
Yeah.
ironically, when the episode came out, that said it's been like a month. Now it's been like how's it been?
It's been fine.
He hates us.
I do. I hate everyone here.
The rent's cheap. That's why I'm here.
Everyone who lives here, everyone in the building at the moment. Yeah.
Everyone who lives here.
Okay.
Wow, ouch.
Just had to clarify, you know.
There's definitely not someone sitting off to the side in the same position Dalton was in the last time we filmed stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody who is listening, including the person who's sitting off to the side who's going to hear this a second time, hopefully, please. That's a yes. I'm Frank Joseph Hall.
Go ahead.
Not me first. I guess I'm honored. I'm Evan Plumley.
And I'm Tyler Spence.
And we are, like I said, Blue Eclipse Studios.
Yeah.
No, not
That's
the Power
us.
Rangers. Though, if we were a Power Ranger, quick question, which one would you be?
Pink.
Blue.
I guess
I already.
by default, I'm the leader.
You know, there's not many questions that I get asked in my life, but to make sure I always have an answer for that one, like on lock constantly.
I'm the de facto leader then, okay? Cool. We'll be the
for you.
weirdest
The
Power
weirdest Power
Ranger
Rangers team.
threefold. All right. So, anyone have a topic today about a specific thing? So, fun fact, Tyler and I, at this very moment, are at a convention known as Dice Tower Con.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun convention that Tyler totally went to last year.
Yeah, I did go to last year.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Legitimately.
100%. You know it.
100%.
Well,
Why are you guys talking like that?
No reason.
no reason at all.
Not at all.
It was fun, though. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very fun. Very cool.
And I'm sure I'll be joining myself there now because I'll be at a hotel room.
Are you going to be listening to yourself while playing games with yourself?
Probably.
That's going to be weird.
Yeah.
You should advertise, though. You're like,
Oh,
hey, guys, like
will.
we're so cool. Look how cool we are. We set up this podcast.
Because I'll also be vlogging. So.
True. We'll have that conversation later.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're at the convention. For those of you who don't know, it's a board gaming convention. We just play board games. That's it.
That's literally
That's
it.
the entire
24 hours
convention.
from Wednesday to Sunday.
That's the entire convention.
Yep.
So Tyler, you have a topic about board games in general? Evan, you have a topic?
Nah, man.
I was just going to go with talking about some of the favorite board games that we've
No,
played.
here we go. Okay, so Evan,
I have nothing to contribute to this.
welcome, guy who's never done anything. So,
Yeah, so me and Frank will tell you about our favorite board games that you will most definitely play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, Evan, I'm sure you've
Played like 2 or 3 of those, man.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, but to be fair, I've played...
Bushido.
Bushido's pretty good.
Yes.
That's a really good game.
Because I play tested that one.
Yeah, you know,
a good time.
designed by future award-winning game board designer Pedro P. Mendoza.
Yes.
I'm confident he is going to win an award in the future.
I'm sure
That's
he
how
will.
confident I am. And if this mic's turn, continue.
Hey, man, you know what? If you've got problems with your mic, I totally get it.
Yeah, I might have to just like fix it while the camera's conveniently on YouTube. So
Yeah.
Bushido, I know you play
Trail at Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Like you said the
Have you
last
not
time.
even played like Catan or
I
Ticket
played
to
yeah.
Ride?
Catan or Catan. I don't know. I've
Catan.
heard. Is it Catan?
It's both.
Anna?
I've only ever heard Catan.
She just nodded.
It's
I don't
both.
know.
It's kind of both.
Catan. Okay.
Potato.
Yeah.
All right.
Literally, it doesn't matter anymore.
But I've never heard anyone pronounce it potato. So. Or
That is fair.
Tomato. I've never heard anyone say tomato.
Well, yeah, but we're also very closed off. So you've played those.
Yes.
What did you like about those?
I don't know, man. I had a good time with my friends. You guys can talk about like the mechanics and stuff. I don't.
This is disappointing. We're gonna have to play more board games with Evan.
I know. We should play more board games in
I
general.
feel like
play
to
more-
contribute to
I feel
this.
like we could play a board game right
I feel
now,
like
but we're not
incredibly-
going to.
Yeah, but we're not
Useless
going
right
to.
now.
We got podcasts to film.
Yeah, luckily we are getting a new gaming table. That's going to be perfect for filming board
That's
games.
literally going to be here tonight that I didn't know about.
Neither did I.
right.
Neither did I. So Tyler, since you are the
Since I'm a
person,
little more,
you go ahead and start while I nonchalantly fix my mic.
Yeah. So I've played quite a few.
It will not turn off, so I apologize to the
I
audience.
actually don't know how many. You can't see all of the board games that are over here via the camera, but there's quite a bit, and I've played quite a few of them. There's games that I've played like a lot that I enjoy to play, and then there's games that I've played once or twice that I really enjoy that it turns out the rest of the friend group did not enjoy as much as me.
Probably because you enjoyed it too much.
Probably because I enjoyed it too much. For example, Dead of Winter. I love that game. I'm the only person I know who loves that game.
That's not true. I know. I do. I think it's what's tough about Dead of Winter. So it's a zombie survival game, Evan. Cool. Thank you, audience surrogate.
Yes.
So
yeah, it's super fun. It basically you play as
a bunch of survivors. It's The Walking Dead in like one concentrated location.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing
people die quickly.
The problem is the games that I like require a lot of setup and investment, like as in time. Like Dead of Winter is not a quick game. Dead of Winter is a game you sit around
about
and
2
play
hours.
for
It's
a
not
couple
too
hours.
long.
You're committed to this. You have to.
Yeah, I mean it's not the longest game on
Trust
here
me, it's
by a long
It's
shot.
not.
Okay.
No, the big problem with it, I think, is the setup. And for whatever reason, our fan group is like, "Hey, we haven't seen each other in forever.
So
can
we
we
wanna
play
talk-
social games where we can talk to each other?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Then why are we even like?"
I mean, I like the social games a lot too. Like for example, Sheriff of Nottingham is like one of my favorite games of all time.
We'll get to that in a second. Continue with
Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter.
Yeah, so Dead of Winter. Basically, you play as a group of survivors, and
You have a goal of some kind.
Yep, you have some kind of goal. Most of the time, it's survive or do something specific on the
Get
map.
some extra food, yada yada.
Yeah, and
life's the
sometimes
game.
there's a traitor because
But that's
Trader, like him trading goods.
no traitor as trading
doing is they're
trading your
trading your-
lives for success. Yeah. That's exactly
Happiness.
what they're doing. Yeah, but it's not all the time though, and that's the fun thing is that it's basically randomized every time.
Okay.
So like, it'll be, the one time that we'll play. I'm trying to think of when we played it last year because we played it last year at Dice Tower Con.
Sorry for the spike. I apologize. We played it at the convention. It was Yumi, Savory,
And another guy.
then a random
dude.
and we played one of the long. So that's the thing. They don't have difficulties. They have lengths.
Okay.
Yep.
And so we played a long one, and oh boy,
Dude, we
about 5 rounds in, we're like, this isn't gonna work. And I'm pretty sure none of us are the traitor.
We're all like, how are we gonna survive?
I do
None of us are
remember-
like, oh no, we're not gonna survive.
I do remember one time where I was the traitor. I got outed, and then I got like another role because even if you're the traitor and you get outed, like you're still playing the game. You're just not a part of the main thing.
The survivor.
So I got like a new objective, and I was like, "Oh, I can actually do this." I was 1 round away from completing it, and then everyone died, and so I couldn't complete it. And I'm like, "You guys suck."
And just last one more round for me to win.
I can't believe you guys.
Terrible.
So it's a game where you very rarely win, which I think fits into the zombie.
Sounds like a zombie,
very
like
well.
like Call of Duty zombies.
Yeah,
you never
that's
win.
the
You guys
idea.
get a little better.
Well, yeah,
each
the
time.
idea is that most of the time you won't succeed, but when you do,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
it really is.
Super fun.
It's fun. It's like a lot of dice rolling, which is
Yep.
cool. There's a D12 you roll that determines if you get bit, frostbitten.
spitten.
It's great.
Yeah.
Bit frostbite.
And let me tell you, there was one instance where like, okay, we're gonna do good, and who was it that rolled the tooth
Oh,
that basically started a chain
I
reaction?
want to say it was either me or maybe even Savory.
I think it was you.
I think it was me. I roll. Yeah. So the tooth means that.
It's like a chain reaction, basically. Like one of you gets bitten, and then now that the next person has to roll to see if they get bitten. And if they roll any of the sides that give you damage, they're bitten, and you just keep doing that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're in like the main place where all the people are,
it's just
you
not good.
you could all die. And every time a person dies, you lose a morale, and you only have so much morale.
Yeah. Before you just
Oh
lose.
boy.
Yeah. This is rough.
So we can go to Share since you brought that one up.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Robin Hood?
Yes, I am.
No, the game Robin Hood.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, you threw me off there. Hold on.
It's thematically similar, or not thematically. Well, yes, thematically, but also mechanically similar to Sheriff of Nottingham. They just changed it a little bit.
Okay.
I've never played.
It's the same thing.
That,
It's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, so it's what happens is you're a bunch of traders, not in the sense of trading.
like you actually trade goods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you actually. Some of those
confusing
goods
terms here.
are contraband, marked by the red border. So like alcohol, peppers,
Special types of bread.
silk, apples, green apples specifically,
Guns.
crossbows,
Crossbows,
yeah. The stuff that you would normally
Right.
roosters.
Yeah, roosters. Roosters are a big deal. Right?
There's some weird ones in there, and it's
Yeah.
great.
Like a special-
pumpernickel, no
Gouda
pumpernickel.
cheese.
Gouda.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an illegal good.
So, but then there's like bread, cheese,
Apples
and
and
chicken.
chickens.
So like you're trying to get those in, but here's what you have, like a little cool bag, and you put like cards in the bag, and
Yeah.
then someone's the sheriff.
I believe your starting hand is 6 cards.
Mhm.
So
It's always 6 cards.
Yeah, it's always 6 cards, and it goes up to 5 people, and you have one person is the sheriff, and everyone else are the people with their goods. And basically, what happens is you have these 6 cards, and they could be any of those variety of things.
So, cheese seller, what are you wishing to give me?
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I put 3 cards in the bag, and I'm like, here's 3 cheese, my good friend.
First of all, you already broke the first rule. Eye contact.
Sorry, yeah, you have to make eye
It's in the
contact.
rules, I'm not
It's
even
in
kidding.
the rules. When you tell the sheriff what's in the bag, you have to be like, 3 cheese, good sir.
We'll see.
And so the sheriff basically collects all the bags, and then he gets 2 minutes, I believe.
It's a minute per person. I mean, it's up to your discretion, but I do a minute per person basically.
Yeah, so a minute per person, and basically they decide whether or not to open the bag or not. So if they don't open the bag, all the goods that you get go through. Okay. If they do open the bag,
any contraband
you have to pay them for.
But if they open the bag and you have no contraband,
they pay you.
Yeah. So it's a fun like bluffing game constantly. That's cool. And then you can do the bribes like, I can tell that yours 5 chickens, they're clucking rather differently, including that crossbow in here. you wanna
spruce up the
you can like do
or what I've seen a lot of people do is be like, hey, I will pay you 3 whole coins to open his bag.
That's actually more common in our groups than
than normal, I imagine.
Than like bribing the judge, the
sheriff.
My favorite is like the like, I'll give you this kind of thing that's in my bag, and then you open the bag and it's not in there, and you're like, I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And then but eventually everyone becomes the sheriff twice. Okay. So it's so it's, even if you're not the fan of like, rolling insight checks, too bad, you're gonna have to do it twice.
Yeah. But I think the other fun thing is just what kind of lengths people will go to pull off certain things. Like,
and if the time runs out, then everyone gets their bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for example, we have one person from our friend group. Every time we play, he's Will, always super truthful.
Well, no, he for a long time, he was just never lying. We're like, this is the time he lies. This is the most opportune time for him to lie.
Yeah. Nope.
Never
lie. He's always because the thing is, because the thing is,
honesty's the best policy.
Yeah, because so the way that you
not always. Sometimes contraband, if you get it through, it's good.
It's really good.
Oh man!
But the thing is that it all depends on the way you get cards.
Yeah,
like the hand draw, because there's 3 piles of cards. So you put in however many cards. And once that full round is over, then you get new cards. You have 2 options basically. There's 2 side piles where the cards are face up, and you can see
discard. Yeah,
where you discard, and that's also where you can see what the card is.
Talk into the mic, Tyler.
Where the card is. Thank you. So,
you can just like so.
Yeah, I know. Where you see the card, like you see the cards face up, and so does everybody else. So if you pick up those cards, then obviously someone's going to know that you picked up that card.
Yeah. Or listen, I know I picked up that crossbow, but that chicken that I really need is under the crossbow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it can also become like a cool, like, so like I get rid of 2 cards, and I'm like, I really need this chicken. And then all of a sudden I'm like, 5 chickens. It's like, wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me
wait a second,
that every card in your hand was a chicken except the crossbow?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Mm-hmm. It's fun. Cool. I recommend for player wise, I would say Dead of Winter is like a good 4-player game. Sheriff,
I think is best with 5.
Sheriff is best with 5. No less than 4.
Yeah, no,
you don't.
I wouldn't do 3 people. Like that just seems weird.
Yeah.
Then you're just judging each other, and you're like,
well, no, not even that. Like you take cards out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bread's not. I think it's bread or cheese. One of those 2 is not even in the game.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, but yeah,
it's not even worth it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Evan, is there a game on the wall that you can immediately see that you're like, what's that? Ooh. I'm just wondering.
Take a gander.
Because if not, I'll talk about it again. Ouch.
Let's see.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to
Evan picks a game.
Frank stalling for time on the podcast. So I would like to talk about my
Magician of Werewolves. What's that one?
Okay, never mind.
Ultimate
Werewolf. So you know how we played Mafia?
Yeah.
It's that, but werewolves.
Fantastic.
All right, next.
Yeah.
That was my only question.
There you go. Yeah, figured it out.
It's literally the same thing.
That's the whole podcast, right?
Yeah.
No, it's literally, it's the same thing. They add a lot of extra rolls. Basically, the point is ultimate because it's like a bunch of what used to be expansions all in one game. You
Yep.
can play up to like 100 people.
Yeah, that
With
game's
that game.
ridiculous.
Yeah. We played it
I believe I think I didn't get to play in the thing, but I did hear of a game of Werewolf going on at Dice Tower Con last year that was
Oh, it's
like
insane.
60 or 70 plus people.
Yo.
So my only problem with Werewolf is the same problem I have with Mafia is that if you're the first person to get out, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because you have no one to talk to. And you're like, oh, cool. I was the biggest threat. Hopefully, I hope that's why and it's not because you don't like me.
Hopefully you didn't bully me.
Really
Yeah, we actually got to
sad.
play that at Bible study one time. Like I brought it and I was the narrator, and at one point I did the normal stereotypical British accent. Yes, and it was the Plumleys. Literally, Deb and Brandon were both the werewolves. It was really funny.
Were you there when we played Mafia with Mashaz and Reese was Mafia and he was like, I'm not Mafia, guys, and he just keeps like showing his card around. It was the ace showing him his Mafia. Were you there?
No.
You weren't there yet? Oh my
No,
gosh.
was
the
he
best.
doing that on purpose?
No, it was an accident. He was like, I'm not the Mafia, guys. And it's like, yes, you are.
Oh, that's great. Yes, do not show your card. No, but what was funny, Darius was there and we were playing, and at one point they're like, do another accent. I'm like, I'll do a country. They're like, no. I'm like, too bad. And then eventually I was like, all right, bros, like, we're going to this really cool house for a vacation, but like, someone got run over by our PT Cruiser. Bro. Bro, like, that's not cool. We're
Bro.
trying to have a cool family vacation, bros. And like, who did it? All right, we're going to have to push you out of the balcony. Yeah, because like I don't know how in Mafia it works, but in Werewolf it's like, all right, we got to pick someone to hang to be the werewolf.
Yeah, you gotta like vote on it.
Yeah, that person's dead.
Oh man,
But my favorite part is always the like, who's the you?
I
hate you.
I'm
Those are my favorite.
for
parts.
some reason I prefer Resistance to Werewolf or
Yeah,
Mafia.
because no one gets
yeah,
kicked
'cause-
out.
yeah,
I love I remember when that was like the game.
we played,
So
yeah.
actually, not even that. So Resistance is over in that corner, sir.
it's so much fun. I
So
haven't played it
so
in
let
so
me
long.
explain to you how I got everyone hooked on board games. All right. It's a very complicated process. So there was a horrible game we never play anymore called Cards Against Humanity. Oh
I mean,
God,
I love that game, but you know,
the shock humor wears on you a little too much. It's like, oh cool, you played the card about that one. You're so funny. I think we could keep that. If not, I'll censor something.
something. But
Just the whole
anyways,
phrase, so
yeah.
they don't know.
Yeah, Cards Against Humanity is very much like
So-
the
Yeah.
intro.
Yeah, so we played that for too long.
Time.
Too long. So then I get invited back while I'm in college. I'm like, oh, board games are cool. And then I found a hobby store, and I'm like, oh no, all my money is going into this hobby store. And I bought like Carcassonne, Catan, and The Resistance immediately. Because you have disposable income, and then you realize, oh no, I have to pay student loans eventually, so I don't have disposable income.
I don't have that problem.
That must be nice.
Yeah,
So
it's all right.
I bought The Resistance. I'm like, you know what? I feel like everyone in the group would appreciate this. I'm coming home for Pedro Isaki's birthday. That'll be fun. Let's go. Let me bring that. So I bring that because I had the bigger, longer box
Yeah.
for that, and that was a big, long box,
Yep.
and I didn't want to bring that. So they're like, "Hey, Frank, you bring cards?" I'm like, "No, I didn't."
But I
Because
brought something else.
so like everyone's like, "Oh, we're so that's so lame," and then like most of the people left, and then like 7 people stayed, including me, and I was like, "Can we try it?" And they're like, "Fine." And then we played it for like 4 or 5 times, and it is fantastic.
so
There
much
is now running jokes because of that first game, like don't trust Diogo. He's the worst Merlin.
Did that happen there? Or was that
That was because
that
remember
at the
he was
cabin?
Merlin, but he never spoke.
I thought that was at the cabin
There was also another one where he was at the cabin. Yes.
where he said he wasn't.
So okay,
Yeah,
let me
he said he
explain.
wasn't.
So here's how this works.
Yeah.
You're
We should explain the game first.
You are like the resistance to this evil corporation called Incorporationburg. I don't know.
Something.
They don't
name.
tell
Yeah,
you.
something.
So you're
something.
evil, and you're like you're good people. Technically, I don't know. You know what? They don't give into the moral gray of
Okay,
the
so
resistance.
we could be the bad guys.
You could be the bad guys.
Could
but
be.
In some way, shape, or form, you're fighting capitalism. So Tyler's on board.
110%.
And you're like, we're gonna stop these guys. Little do you know that the capitalism also brought spies in.
They bought them.
So you know there are spies in your group. Cool. So for example, if there's 5 of us, 2 of them are spies. If there's 7 of us, 3 of them are spies.
Yeah.
And so then every round a new person's going to pick the mission. That could be like, I want Tyler and Evan to go on it, and then everyone votes on whether or not they want those people to go on it.
Okay.
If you're the blue guys, you can only vote to succeed the mission.
Yep.
That's the only option you get.
Yep.
However, if you're the spy, you get to choose. Are you going to succeed or fail? And depending on what you do, drastically changes the game. So basically, it's like 5 missions, best out of 3 wins. So like
first to 3 failures or first to 3 successes,
pretty
basically.
much. Okay. And so the spies are trying to constantly fail, and then you get to like points where it's you get to a mission in 7 players where it's like you need 2 fails to fail this mission, and it's like, oh shoot, the spies have to actually like figure out how to get 2 of them on their side. And so like you look at like how people vote, you like, it's very fun.
My favorite thing to do or to see people do is the very first mission, I believe, with
that's
like
also
5
my favorite
people.
If you're a spy on the first mission.
Yeah, is you only send 2 people on the first mission.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, usually. So if you get sent on the first mission as a spy, it is the best thing in the world to just fail the mission, because then it's like, all right,
it's one of you
which
two.
one of us is the spy?
But what's great is the last mission always has to be perfect. You always have to have the right amount of good guys.
If you get to the 5th mission, it has to be everyone that goes on the mission has to succeed the mission.
Yeah, and so like you have to perfect it. So what's great about that is if you get to the final mission, you're like, which one of you've been avoiding the 2 of us this whole game? Which one of us is it? It's like, shoot.
Yeah.
My favorite is when you're the spy and people are like, I trust you explicitly. I'm like, oh, you fool. Oh, you fool. And so they're arguing about like these people. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. We've won. Like there was a time where we were playing and Brandon Green and I were spies. And at one point I was obviously the spy. And I'm like, there's no way I'm getting out of this. Everyone knows it. So I'm going to just play it up. And at one point Brandon started to defend me. And I look at him and he's like, yeah, no, we shouldn't have Frank on this mission. And I'm like, good. You stay away from me so they don't know it. And then we won because everyone wasn't expecting Brandon to be them.
Yeah, we really should play that game. So, like,
It's
honestly,
fun.
we should just
It's
play
so
more
great.
board games in this house, considering that we're all here all the time and there's a whole ton of these games that
Oh,
I haven't even played
yet.
yet.
We did play King Domino one time, Evan. Remember? It's where you get like these.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
That one's fun.
That's fun.
That one's
That was
fun.
a good time.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, no, Resistance was like the first one.
It was
that
the
got
hook.
everyone hooked,
yeah.
Cool.
and it worked so well.
Yeah, there was a lot of games where when we played, we used to play them a bunch. Another one of those
One
was
night.
One night. Cosmic Encounter used to be. Oh man, that
That's
game
still
is,
one of my favorites.
It's still
though.
really fun.
So Cosmic. Let me just.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Evan. We're explaining things to you
That's
because you're
okay.
the audience.
Yeah, we're
surrogate for
feeling
this.
nostalgia
Okay, man,
as
you're
well at
good.
the same time.
You're all
It's like
good.
a conflict
It's only
of interest.
been since I was a freshman in college, so it's been 6-7 years. And there's a thing going clickety clack out there. It's probably the dumpster
Yeah,
taking our garbage. So here's the main thing of Cosmic. You are a bunch of aliens, and I guess you're trying to colonize.
I'm on board
I
already.
guess basically you're trying to
And
like.
each
colonize
alien
or
has a
something.
stupid awesome power.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of them are super overpowered, and so
Yeah.
you go after that person. I forgot. I think I had one that was so overpowered.
I always remember the game that I won very easily. It was I believe
I think we won that.
I think I might have won it with someone, but I was the one in control of the entire game because
Yeah,
my
because
power,
you got to choose who fought who.
I literally got to choose who
That was the one
decided
we
to
won.
fight who.
That was the one where
It was amazing.
because so you have to get like 5 colonies that aren't your own, and it got to like me and Tyler, and he's like, "Hey Frank, how much do you trust me?" And he pulled his own card, and I'm like, "Planet for planet, let's negotiate."
Yeah.
There was one time where I was actively against one of the people, Pedro, and I was like, I actively against the whole game, and then I'm like, wait a minute, you have an alternate win condition, correct? He's like, yeah, if I have this many cards. Hear me out. Give me a planet. I give you all of my cards. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. And then we won.
Yeah, because that's the other thing about the game is that multiple people can win at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's really great is that
Yeah.
it can. There have been times where I still remember my favorite moment. So Brandon and Pedro were about to win.
Oh, I think no. I think I was there for this.
And I forgot who it was, but one of them played a card. And because they played the card, it implied that like he was like, so it was like they're going to negotiate.
Yeah.
But one of them played an attack instead. And the way it was worded was because Brandon had the power of like choosing how it works, like loser wins kind of a thing. Like if you're the loser in the outcome, you win.
Yeah.
And so the other guy, so they were going to negotiate. The other guy played a card, which automatically made him lose. And so he's like, no. He's like, how dare you? You win. And it's like, yeah, But then you read the card that the other guy played, and it says if no compensation or something like, basically like if the deal doesn't go through, you both lose. And so it was like, so it went from I just tricked you to wait, neither of us
win.
Like not even just like neither of them went, like they're done. That was their turn, and it's like no, we were so close. So it goes to me, and I'm like, hey Lewis, you wanna negotiate? He's like, yes, please, sure. And then I lied to him and beat him and won single-handedly because they messed up, and it was great.
Yeah, that's a really fun. That's a really enjoyable game.
I'm not one for lying, but man, is that game.
You just play a lot of games about lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact, a lot of the games up here that are social involve that aspect.
Yeah, I've noticed.
It's just kind of a thing.
Yeah,
But it's funny.
Arabian Nights was I remember that is a fun. So you know your Arabian Nights, you know all those tales.
Yeah, man.
Aladdin.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Of course.
Yeah, man. I know.
The lore of
I know
Yeah,
what you're
man.
talking
Of Arabian
the
Nights.
deep
I
lore.
saw Aladdin once or twice.
Great. Cool. That's all. Well, he's
That's it.
royalty free, folks.
That's all you need to know.
Basically, you get to pick like Sinbad, Aladdin, a bunch of Alibaba. You can play as these characters. There's technically a way to win,
Technically.
but we play it to just
More
like
about the journey.
so. Literally, you go to a place and then there's this matrix. So it's like, okay, you're here. Like
Yeah.
literally, you like
You
find
have
it, and
like
you're
a
like,
full on. It's a full on.
so like
where
you
go.
like you would pick where to go. I would have the matrix. Tyler would have the book.
Yep.
And so I'd be like, all right, Tyler, it is number
Page.
14. And he's like, so you walk down and then a genie pops up. So what do you want to do? Now, if you have this thing, you can do this. But if you're not,
Yeah.
here are your options. And then you can do this or this or this or this.
It's like a choose your own adventure like
It's
book,
the-
but
it's so
put
good.
into a board game.
Okay,
It's
cool.
super
Yeah.
fun.
And it's so many options. Like unfortunately, what can happen in board gaming is that you get limited options. There are so many. Like you could be like, I tried to steal from the genie. All right, what happens? Oh, matrix, this.
Yeah.
This. The genie turns you into a different sex.
Just something like that.
Now you're permanent. My favorite is like, you are now permanently crippled. It's like, what? How do I get rid of that? I don't know.
You don't.
Figure it out.
Crippled.
So it's just like a fun, like, what the heck is going to happen story. It's great.
Last game that I want to mention, since I know we're hitting our limit.
We are hitting our limit.
is a
I'll
game
mention
that-
one more too.
Yeah. So the last
Oh,
the
no.
last game I want to mention
Oh,
that
no.
I really really love.
Oh, no. Is it-
Spectre Ops.
Oh, I saw you looking at cash and guns, and I'm like, oh, he just wants to shoot guns
I
at
like
us.
Cash and Guns a lot, but I like Spectre Ops more. But the problem is I'm pretty sure I'm the like. When I said that earlier about I like games that most people don't like, I think I'm literally the only one that likes.
That's
that
not
game.
true. I enjoy the game, or else I would not have it.
That's I mean,
Let's
fair
say
enough.
the house,
So what
right?
happened is Tyler really liked the game.
I
And
really,
you know how,
really like that.
you know how like someone can like something so much that it kind of makes you not like it and ruins it for
Yeah, I
you a
can
little.
feel that, yeah, sure.
That's what happened.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, that was enjoyable." Tyler's like, "I love this. This is the best game. I love. It's the most amazing."
Oh, is that? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I was like, wow, this game has changed my life.
This is. I don't want to play anything else but that. And so everyone's like, "I don't want to play this game anymore." It's just. And so then, yeah, that's the other problem with the. If you're listening with our group, is that they can get burned on one game and then never play it again.
Sure.
Brandon Green and Betrayal. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to play it. It's bad." And I'm like, well, "Yeah, I mean, sure, some of the mechanics aren't good, but like, it's a fun."
Who's the person in our friend group that got burned on Cosmic? Because I know it's.
It was everyone for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fair, but I still love that game so much.
Yeah.
It's so.
And did you know that most of these board games we have over here, you can play with 4 people? Guess how many people live in this household?
7.
Oh,
No, remember those tenants I was telling you about? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like to play board games. That's actually how I
Oh,
play.
okay.
That's my main group.
So we could play Resistance with 7 people.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to. You have to do like this whole seance thing, and you know what? We're just not gonna.
Okay.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Then you got to get like a D&D book, and then yeah.
No, man.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
out.
It's super. It's super.
Oh, that's where you draw the line is D&D? Okay, yeah, sure.
Another thing you'll notice is that there are some games that try to emulate D&D and fail at it
Because it's not D&D.
because
man.
it's not.
Because it's
D&D.
not D&D.
Like, yeah, they try so hard and get so. I think currently one of my favorite games is Fog of Love.
The game's beautiful. We've tried to fall in love twice.
Oh, is that the one where y'all? Okay, I
Yeah.
got you.
So it's a 2-player game. You get to. So what's cool is you like define your traits and what like who you are as a person, and then you choose like an occupation, and then you choose the first thing you notice about the other person, and that can suck because it's like, Tyler, I noticed your beautiful eyes, and it's like that goes against my trait. You
yeah.
monster. Oh, so we're playing this game, huh? So if you look at it from
I think the last time we fell in love, I was a dancer. I think I was what was it? I was short, something else, and
I remember there was one time, so you can get secrets, and Tyler immediately puts the secret down. And I'm like, I went through your text messages. Show me your secret.
And the secret that I had played was as I was not as old as I said I was.
Which he was implying that character was young. And I'm like,
and the funny thing was that his character was a politician.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It was like, we can't technically break up here, so awkward. We assume though it went from like 21 to 18, but still. Oh man, it's great. You have to. I explained to Tyler, like, if you go at it from purely from a roleplay standpoint, it can work, but you have to also approach it from the mechanics. Like, you are trying to win the game mechanically, and then the story tells itself through that. Because like you'll make.
How do you win it?
So
you have like these destiny cards.
You have destiny cards that you pick one by the end of the game, or they might
get
switched out.
They're like love team, happy relationship,
unconditional love,
like one-sided, like dominant. And then
basically, and the thing is while you're playing all these stories, you're accruing like basically heart points, or I don't know what the exact term is. Satisfaction. And that keeps going up. So like some of the destiny cards are like, both of you have above 20 satisfaction, but you're also within 3 of each other. So like it's
I think
tough.
That's
same. Yeah, I think that's like Dream
there
Team or
was
something
one
like
where
that.
you were trying to get me to have like a
way higher,
so you could win, but then you ended up screwing yourself over because you've removed all of my tokens from one. I'm like, why did you do that, Tyler? Sorry,
it's a good time.
No, it's fun. It's stupidly fun. It's great. Cool. We have yet to fall in love.
Not yet. Yeah, we haven't succeeded yet.
The fog is too strong.
Yep, too strong.
Oh yeah, there's a literal fog that's trying to take over the world.
Okay, cool.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, that's the other part of the game.
It's weird.
Fantastic.
Really weird.
So yes, there are many of these board games, some of which I hope we get to play at Dex Tower. I want to play Scythe, please.
Dude, I'd love to. Can we do that?
We can try.
Can we just say like, are you going every day or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. And then I think Jeff's gonna try to go too.
Sweet.
So that's going to be cool.
Cool.
And then Savory will join us on the weekend, and Pedro, soon to be award-winning game designer P. Mendoza.
You got to say it like that every single time.
Yeah. Well, only on the podcast.
Yeah.
In person, he's just Pedro.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. To his friends.
Right. Yeah. To his friends.
And to you, this has been the Blue Eclipse podcast. Yeah. You see that?
I'm Tyler Spence.
I'm Evan Plumley.
And I'm Frank, and I'm enjoying board gaming right now. Not right now, as of the filming, but like, see, this
when this comes out.
When this comes out, see, this is when it would fade to black. Ooh.